So Kayvon Thibodeaux met with the media today as defensive lineman made the media rounds amongst some other positions. And the Oregon defensive end, who at different points in his college career was thought to be the number one overall selection in this year's draft, now has kind of slipped a little bit as the draft process has started to happen. He met with the media, and he was asked if he had met with the Texans at the Combine, and he said yes, he had met with the Texans. But that wasn't all Kayvon Thibodeaux had to say. Quote, "I'd love to be in Houston. I'd love to play in that Lovie Smith system," he told Brooks Cabina.
We'll take that.
We've talked about, you think anybody last year was saying they wanted to play in the David Culley system?
What is the David Culley system?
Try hard.
I would have asked that question at this time last year, and I'm still asking that question at this time this year.
I don't have an answer for you.
No penalties, no turnovers, yes analytics.
Yes.
David Culley system in 3 terms.
If I'm not feeling it, we're not doing it.
If I'm not feeling it, we're not doing it.
No, I don't think anybody wanted to play in the David Culley system.
This goes on to show you that there's a little bit of name recognition to Lovie Smith. We talked about it when Lovie Smith was hired. There's a level of respect that Lovie Smith and his time in the National Football League and his tenure brings. And for a 20-something-year-old draft prospect to say, yeah, not only I want to play for Lovie Smith, I want to play in the Lovie Smith system. A, hello, thank you for paying attention, Kayvon Thibodeaux.
Mm-hmm.
All right. B, Lovie Smith, man, he carries a little bit of respect, something that David Culley, I don't believe, carried with players as much as Lovie carries with players.
Do you remember your first football memory, Cody? Remember how old you were?
Yeah,
the first time, the first memory. Obviously, you didn't really know it at the time, but like right now, when you think back to your first football memory, when was it?
Probably like 7 or 8.
Okay. I mean, these kids, if they're 21 or 22 years old right now, were around 7 years old when the Bears played the Colts in the Super Bowl when Lovie Smith was the head coach.
They were probably sitting crisscross applesauce in front of the TV.
That might be the first football memory for some of these guys. And look, even if they don't remember that when they were that young, they know the name Lovie Smith. The guy's been around football for a long, long time. He was with the Bears for a long, long time. He is a well-respected defensive mind in this sport, and his name absolutely carries some weight. It carries some cachet, not only with current NFL players, but also with these draft prospects as well. So, yeah, look, Kayvon Thibodeaux, he's a smart kid. He did his homework. He said the right things. But I do agree with you. I think the Lovie Smith name, the fact that that guy is here, is attractive to a lot of these kids, especially defensive players coming out this year.
I'm trying to pull up, just on the off chance that Lovie Smith accidentally dialed the wrong number and talked to Kayvon Thibodeaux when he was at Illinois. Trying to see if Illinois ever recruited Kayvon Thibodeaux.
I'm sure they tried.
Yeah. He was only, I don't know, the 49th best prospect ever, according to 24/7 Sports.
Yeah, wasn't he the number 1 player in the country when he came out of high school?
He was number 2.
Okay.
He was number 2.
Behind who?
Nolan Smith.
Okay.
Defensive end to Georgia.
Yeah, interesting.
Derek Stingley was number 3 that year.
He's a good player, too.
Yeah, real good.
He'll hear his name called early in a month.
So Kayvon Thibodeaux had some more to say about the Houston Texans. He went on, and, if you put the full context in, I suppose it's not as bad as it sounds, but without context, Kayvon Thibodeaux said, "I'm like Jadeveon 2.0, talking about Jadeveon Clowney. Kayvon, no. We're not, no.
You got a problem with that?
No, you want to be better than Jadeveon Clowney.
2.0, the newer model.
Yeah.
They fixed the problems with the original. That's how 2.0s work.
Yeah, it's not always how it works, but I mean, okay.
That's how it's supposed to work. That's why they make a 2.0, because it's better than the 1.0.
Okay.
I mean, I want Thibodeaux to be better than Clowney, but it's not like Clowney didn't do anything right or well.
You're not wrong.
Maybe I'm being nice. I mean, I get why people saw that quote or that part of that quote and went nuts.
Yes.
Because Clowney went number 1 overall. He didn't sign a second contract here. He underwhelmed. Has he been a good player in the league? Of course he's been a good player in the league. But was he number 1 overall pick worthy? No, he hasn't been number 1 overall pick worthy. So when you're drafting a guy in the top 3, which is where the Texans would be selecting Kayvon Thibodeaux, you want something better than Jadeveon Clowney. So I get people seeing him making that comparison and kind of freaking out, but the real quote's a lot better. Can I read you the real quote?
Read me the real quote.
The full quote. He said, quote, all right, well, let me give you the question first. Lovey said the other day the Texans should be in a place that defensive linemen should love to go. What did you see about them in your interactions that that's a place you would like to go? Thibodeaux's answer, quote, I mean, just the relentless. You look back to Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, he's a guy who was great, but he did not have all the skills and tools as far as pass rush skills and things like that. And me, I feel like a build off of him. I'm like Jadeveon 2.0, right? Where I have a lot of skills and I have the hunger to keep going. I'm going to steal pass rush moves. If I see a good pass rush move out there, I'm going to add it to my toolbox, end quote.
Draft him.
Yeah.
I like it.
So Thibodeaux has done his homework. He knows about Clowney. He knows about the Texans' history by knowing that Clowney was drafted by the Texans. He knows that Clowney was elite against the run. I don't think there's arguing that. Like, when Clowney was on the field, he was one of the best run-stopping edge players in all of football.
Correct.
And it still is one of the better run-stopping edge players in all of football, but he didn't give you sacks. He didn't give you enough pressures on pass attempts. Thibodeaux led the country in pressure percentage last year. Thibodeaux, coming out of school, has better pass rush moves than Jadeveon Clowney did. That's not hindsight. Like, you look at their college numbers, they'll tell you all that you need to know about that. So does Thibodeaux have the athleticism or explosiveness that Clowney had coming out of college? No. I don't know how many people in the history of this league coming out of college did. I mean, Clowney, that dude was a freak of nature coming out. He still kind of is. But Thibodeaux has more polish to his pass rush skills, and he's good. He's not Clowney good, but he's very good against the run, too. So if you tell me this guy's an upgraded version of Jadeveon Clowney, I'm okay with that. If he's Clowney, I'm not okay with that. I want more than Clowney. Everybody does. But if he is actually Clowney 2.0, like he gives you close to Clowney run defense and better than Clowney pass defense or pass rush, sign me up, dude. I want him at 3.
You throw out Clowney's injury-ridden and riddled rookie year.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
The next 3 seasons, Clowney played in 43 games, which is about 14 games out of a 16-game season. He amassed 20 sacks over those 3 seasons, which is about 6, almost 7 a year. A few passes defended, a few forced fumbles, and a decent amount of tackles and tackles for a loss. It was solid. It was not spectacular. Clowney was 1-1 in a draft where guys after him were immediately spectacular. Khalil Mack was immediately spectacular. Aaron Donald, very quickly in his career, was spectacular. At 3, you got to be immediately spectacular. And if Thibodeau is going to say those things, if Thibodeau knows that, and he can bring that to the table, and you brought the pressure percentage up, and that is the biggest indicator of future success at the pass rush position, is pass rush pressure percentage.
Don't just look at sacks.
He led the nation in it. And he led the nation in it when people were saying he was taking plays off.
Yeah, and he was playing with a hurt foot.
And he was playing with a hurt foot.
And he was getting double-teamed on every play.
Run the card up there. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, I've got you. I've convinced you.
Run the card
Come
up
on
there.
now.
Come on. Nick, call it in now.
What if Hutchinson is still there?
Get Hutchinson. I like him. I like him more.
All right, I didn't fully convert you, but we're close.
By the way, Hutchinson, he said that he patterns his game after what?
Jadeveon. Oh, God. I was going to be so upset.
How about that? You got 2 elite pass rushers at the top of this draft. One saying, I'm Jadeveon Clowney 2.0. The other one saying, yeah, I patterned my game after what? He said TJ, but I'm going to leave that part out.
Same blood.
Same blood.
Counts the same.
He's still going to be Wolverine Watt to me. He'll always be Wolverine Watt to me. And Aiden Hutchinson approved nickname, too, might I add, by the way. All right?